Your Excellency, colleagues, a very good morning. I welcome you all to the Zimbabwe Accountants Conference 2025, held under the theme Future Ready Profession, focusing on innovation with integrity and sustainability with purpose. Your Excellency, first of all, let me recognize you, our Head of State and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. I also recognize other ministers here present, Minister Monica Mtswangwa, who is responsible for SMEs and Women's Affairs. I recognize the Chairman of the PAB Board, Mr. Valentine Mshakara, the CEOs of the accountancy, various professional accountancy organizations which have been introduced to you, Your Excellency. The acting secretary of the board, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. I'm honored to stand before you today and have the opportunity to introduce His Excellency at this conference, where we've been sharing, Your Excellency, we've been sharing ideas, we've been discussing emerging trends locally and globally, and also we've been thinking about how to shape Zimbabwe's financial sector. I really want to express my sincere appreciation to the Public Accountants and Auditors Board for this timely conference. Your Excellency, the Public Accountants and Auditors Board is your sole regulator, Your Excellency, for the accountancy profession in Zimbabwe. It was established through the Public Accountants and Auditors Act 27 subsection 12 of 1995. It is the only body mandated to represent the accounting profession and to provide technical assistance on standard setting matters. Often you get accountants, Your Excellency, from time to time who may not be properly certified. These ought to be discarded. But we do have such cases, and only PAB certifies the various accountancy bodies. As the authoritative body overseeing the profession, the PAB ensures that Zimbabwe's accounting standards align with global best practices, thereby fostering trust in our financial systems. Through its mandate to set and enforce high-quality auditing, accounting, and financial reporting standards, the PAB safeguards public interest and strengthens corporate governance. My message to you as the professionals is that as professionals tasked with ensuring financial probity and corporate governance, you are the backbone of Zimbabwe's financial system. You prescribe the minimum qualifications, competency standards, and requirements for the registration of the accountancy professionals, ensuring that only qualified individuals contribute to our nation's financial health. The PAB, Your Excellency, ensures that the voice of the industry is heard at national, regional, and international levels, advocating for policies that support financial stability and economic growth, reinforcing Zimbabwe's commitment to global financial integration. In this spirit, Your Excellency, over the last 2 days, in fact yesterday, the participants brought out a few critical issues. One of those you already heard from Valentine Mshakara, pertaining to how to do our reporting in a multi-currency regime. I can assure you, Excellency, they are very clear as how to do that, to satisfy both local regulatory requirements as well as international requirements, especially for internationally registered companies. Your Excellency, they've also been supporting us as government in our IPSAS program as we transition to the IPSAS standards as government, so that we're able to record or report on both our assets and liabilities, and not just liabilities as is the case now. And I can assure you, Your Excellency, that by end of this year, all state-owned enterprises will be compliant with this IPSAS standard. Your Excellency, we also discussed the role of the accountants, the accountancy profession in dealing with issues of money laundering. As you know, Your Excellency, we were grey listed a few years ago, worked hard to come out of it, working with this body of professionals and want them to continue to do the right thing. Your Excellency, as I said, they've given us capacity with the IPSAS project. I already mentioned that. And we are training our own public accountants through the support from the various accounting bodies under the PAB umbrella. Your Excellency, finally, one of the issues that is emerging globally is that of sustainability reporting, or called ESG reporting. Again, Your Excellency, I can assure you our accounting bodies under PAB are seized with this matter. We did, as government, pronounce that all our listed companies on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange must start complying with sustainability reporting standards, global standards, and that process has begun. Other countries are ahead of us, such as South Africa. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange is already ensuring that this is happening, and we will catch up soon, but we're not too far behind. Your Excellency, we all await your words of wisdom, your message. But colleagues, before I invite His Excellency to give his keynote address as guest of honor, let me remind you that Our Excellency has walked a very, very long journey indeed. I don't know what you were doing at the age of 15, but he was already involved in the liberation struggle. He's an illustrious liberator from a very young and tender age. He has been in government. His Excellency has been in government since independence 1980 without a break. He has been Minister of State Security, Minister of Defense, Minister of Finance, Minister of Justice, in fact, Minister of Justice in different periods, adding up to 17 years. So if there's anybody who knows about the law in this country and policy making in that sector, it is His Excellency, our President. He has been Minister of Rural Housing and Public Amenities. He has been the Speaker of Parliament. He has also been the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and now he's in his second term as the President of Zimbabwe. And he is the architect behind Vision 2030, a vision that will see us achieve upper middle income status by 2030. We are on our way, Your Excellency. Last but not least, he's probably our most successful farmer. If you have never been to a proper farm, you must visit the President's farm. It's a proper farm. Here one visitor was, they could see these excellencies, a wheat crop as it was sprouting out. And they said, "Oh, Your Excellency, I see you have a wonderful golf course here." So that's how good this this farmer is, His Excellency. So I really, without much to say, Your Excellency, I invite you to give your keynote address as our guest of honor. I thank you, sir.
Kindly be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Charles Tawengwa, the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Honorable Professor Mtuli Ngube, other Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers who are here, the Chief Secretary of the President Cabinet, Dr. Martin Ushuaia, Chairman of the PAAB, Mr. Michel Karara, CEOs of professional accountants organizations who are here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to address this gathering of esteemed professionals will play such a critical role in shaping the economic future of our great nation, Zimbabwe. The theme of the 9th Zimbabwe Accountants Conference in the court, future-ready profession, innovate with integrity, sustain with purpose, end of quote, resonates deeply with Zimbabwe's national vision for economic growth and stability as we march towards our goal of becoming a prosperous and empowered upper middle income economy by 2030. As you are aware, accountants are not mere record keepers of financial transactions. You are architects of economic transformation, custodians of corporate and public finance, and enablers of national development. Whether in the private sector or the public domain, your work directly influences the efficiency, transparency, and accountability of Zimbabwe's economic activities. As accountants, you play a crucial role in strengthening public financial management. Further, you are key cogs that enhance financial transparency, accountability, and efficiency in public sector entities. Government counts on professionals in this field to ensure the proper implementation of our budget, the reduction of corruption, and improvements in audit processes throughout all our institutions of government. I urge you to equally scale up your role with regards to tax revenue collection and compliance by supporting tax planning, compliance, and reporting of businesses and individuals. Collectively, your efforts must see more revenue inflows into the fiscus to fund government programs and projects as you implement the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, ZIMRA, in enforcing tax regulations and minimizing tax evasion. In the private sector, accountants are at the heart of driving investment, corporate governance, and financial discipline. Hence, my government recognizes the role of accountants in supporting private sector growth and investment through maintaining accurate financial records, helping businesses to attract investment, access funding, and comply with financial regulations. Accountants are also key in driving digital transformation and financial inclusion, as well as enhancing corporate governance and ethical standards. Your strategic financial insights must support business growth so that enterprises are competitive, innovative, and sustainable. The role you play in our economy should ultimately facilitate industrialization, modernization, and overall economic growth across all sectors of the economy. I challenge you, the accountants in both the public and the private sectors to be trustworthy, gatekeepers of national resources. Every dollar spent must be accounted for. Government programs and private sector investments, infrastructure, healthcare, education, mining and agriculture must yield tangible benefits for our people and a competitive return on investment for investors. I therefore expect this profession to stand as a pillar that will guarantee quality service delivery and products, as well as the requisite financial prudence and fiscal discipline in all entities within our country. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm aware that the migration period from cash accounting to the accrual-based international public sector accounting standards under the roadmap for Zimbabwe's public sector lapses by the end of 2025. I urge all public sector entities that are lagging behind to diligently put measures in place to ensure that they implement this initiative by the deadline. Additionally, various initiatives to strengthen the public sector through the professionalization of public sector accountancy personnel should be scaled up. Again, I urge our public sector entities to take advantage of programs being offered by the Public Service Academy, the Public Accountants and Auditors Board, as well as other professional accountancy organizations, in order to build contemporary accountancy capacity in the public sector. As Zimbabwe progresses, there is an urgent need for stronger regulation in the accounting and auditing professions. Loopholes that allow financial mismanagement, illicit financial flows, and corporate fraud must be closed with no exceptions. We must ensure that financial professionals operate within the highest ethical and professional standards, in line with the International Federation of Accountants Code of Ethics. Integrity, discipline, and ethics must define the Zimbabwean accountant. I therefore challenge the Public Accountants and Auditors Board and other regulatory bodies to strengthen all oversight mechanisms that govern your profession, because you're too intelligent. Our economy cannot afford manipulation of financial reports, money laundering, and tax evasion, as these malpractices erode investor confidence and derail development efforts. The Public Accountants and Auditors Board should jealously guard the profession by making sure that only those qualified and registered perform the duties of professional accountants in our jurisdiction. We must be strict about this. The Public Accountants and Auditors Act should be enforced to the latter, and other stakeholders engaged in dealing with unlicensed and rogue practitioners in our market should be dealt with. As a nation, we cannot suffer from the consequences of unethical financial practices, including mismanagement of public funds, insolvency, and stalled economic progress. Corruption is an enemy of development, and it is incumbent upon the accounting profession to take a firm stand against it. Zimbabwe should not ever tolerate corruption. You, as accounting professionals, you are in almost every facet of our economy, including in government institutions, private corporations, financial services, and development projects. You see and know the numbers. You know when financial irregularity is okay. It is therefore your duty to speak out and refuse to be complicit in fraudulent activities. I urge you to act with propriety and fiduciary in the fight against corruption by upholding the principles of transparency, accountability, and good governance. Distinguished guests, the future of accounting is evolving, shaped by digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and global financial trends. A future-ready profession must embrace innovation while ensuring financial sustainability. Zimbabwe's accountants must be at the forefront of integrating technology, improving financial reporting systems, and enhancing management frameworks that align with international best practices. At the same time, sustainability must be a guiding principle in financial management. Accountants must drive environmental, social, and governance standards, ensuring that businesses contribute positively to society while remaining profitable. This is more critical given that sustainable development and economic growth in our nation is one where finance and a higher quality of life for our people go hand in hand, securing prosperity for future generations. As you deliberate in this conference, I urge you to reflect on the legacy you want to leave as financial professionals. The integrity of Zimbabwe's financial systems rests in your hands. Be ethical, be innovative, be disciplined. Ensure that every financial decision made in Zimbabwe is one that propels the national interests and leapfrogs our great motherland Zimbabwe to a brighter future. To the Public Accountants and Auditors Board, I urge you to diligently guard the profession. Be independent in mind, but be transparent. In undertaking your roles, put the profession first in all the resolutions that you make. My government remains committed to supporting the accounting profession through strong regulatory frameworks and policies that encourage financial stability as well as a zero tolerance stance on corruption. Together, we have a duty to build a Zimbabwe where financial integrity is the cornerstone of our economic success. With these remarks, it is now my honor and privilege to declare the 9th Zimbabwe Accountants Conference officially and duly open. I wish you fruitful deliberations and look forward to the resolutions and recommendations that will emerge from this important gathering. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe.